We at 3D TravelCast are all about planning around the food, and few places have the excitement and flavors of New York City. So today we'll explore the sights, the sounds, and most of all, the tasty fun surrounding our favorite movie memory. I'm going to do that again. Sorry, David. We are all about the... this bodes well. This is going to be a good one, I can tell. Okay. We are all about planning around... I should count down. 3, 2, 1. We are all about planning around the food and the fun. And we are so excited to bring everyone on. See, I tried to do it. Just tried to do it. So I'm going to have to read. 3, 2, 1. We are all about planning around the food, and few places have the excitement and flavors of New York City. Today, we'll explore the sights, the sounds, and most of all, the tasty fun surrounding our favorite movie memories in the Big Apple. Okay, Wendy, are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm going to throw out some movie quotes. And Wendy and our listeners, your job is to guess the film. I told Wendy this yesterday, and she said, what did you say? You have to say your response.
I said, I'm terrible with movie quotes, so this is going to be interesting.
So the players at home may be quicker. Okay, so these are the movies. We're going to visit some venues in New York City that these movies took place at. Okay, here's a good one. They're so posh and snobby, they're snoshy.
No idea. I'm just going to take a guess at Sex and the City.
No. Do you know Sex and the City came up a lot in my research, but since I know nothing about it, I did not pull anything. I'm someone who's never seen like a whole episode. I haven't seen any of it either. No. So I did that. No, it's so I will say that I'm trying to give you another clue. That was Awkwafina who said that quote. Does that help at all? She's so funny.
Oh, hang on.
She's standing in a closet.
Yes.
So posh and snobby,
Crazy Rich Asians.
Snoshy. Yes, you got it. Woohoo! Ding, 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 ding.
I love that movie.
It's so fun. I saw that for the first time on an airplane just last year. I had missed it until then. And now, of course, I bought it and it's on my queue anytime I want it. Okay. Quote number 2. The purpose of places like Starbucks is for people with no decision-making ability to make 6 decisions just to buy a cup of coffee. I know you've seen this one too. Everyone has seen this one.
This is a movie and not a TV show?
They're all movies, yeah.
They're all movies.
Yeah, they're all movies. Tell me if you need a hint.
Yeah, I'm going to need a hint.
Tom Hanks says that. The purpose of places like Starbucks is for people with no decision-making ability to make 6 decisions just to buy a cup of coffee. He says this when he walks into a Starbucks, and then the woman he hasn't met yet, but he is emailing, is walking into another Starbucks.
Sleepless in Seattle?
Nope, but same 2
You've
people.
got mail.
You've got mail. Ding, ding, ding. See, you're doing so well. Okay, and I will admit this third one I have not seen in so many years that I could not tell you who said this quote. I had to look it up, but it's a fun quote. You are a strange and interesting woman.
Oh, gosh. I know I have heard this.
Mm-hmm. There's a theme, people. They are all romantic comedies because we are women and we can watch what we want. Actually, David loves all these movies, too.
Oh, God. I'm going to need a hint.
Yeah, I don't have anything. I will just say frozen hot chocolate.
That means nothing to me.
That's Serendipity. Serendipity.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
Yeah. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've seen that one.
Yes.
And then the most famous line from the most famous restaurant in a movie, I'll have what she's having.
Oh, When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah, we all know that one. That's very good. Oh, yeah, David, control yourself when you edit this because we don't need to hear everything about that particular movie segment. It embarrasses me to watch it. Oh, my goodness. Oh. Okay, your turn to ask a question. Oh. And then we'll just talk naturally, Wendy. It'll be fun.
Okay. So with literally thousands of ways from snacking to high-end dining across New York, why this?
There really are. There's something there. So until I saw New York City for the first time, it was almost like it wasn't real. And I've heard that from other people too. I even saw an interview one time from someone who was from a different country. And she said she thought New York City was just something that Americans put in movies that was like not real. It was a myth that New York City didn't exist. And she was a full grown woman. She was shocked to find out it was a real place. So there's just such this myth and mystique, I think, for a lot of us. And movies romanticize it. I know they do. I know from actually going there that there really are rats the size of small cats. And there really are moments which that still can be, amusing. Like I loved in Enchanted when that she called all the forest creatures, except they were the creatures of New York City. But even that, I don't know. It's just a very special place. And I love the way movies just kind of bring you into that moment. And I think it also makes it where if you've never been to someplace like that, maybe you're a small town person, it makes New York City seem possible because you've watched people walk. It brings a sense of familiarity because it really is an incredible place to visit, in my opinion. I love New York City. Oh my gosh.
We love New York City in my house. Love it.
Yeah. There's so much to it. So I just, maybe this is my way of kind of tricking people into giving them a chance to actually enjoy it. Right. And go in and see that it's a place that they want. Okay. So, and you can do all these. So that's super fun too. I checked to make sure literally all of them are open, completely open since COVID. Nobody went downhill. So I did check for everybody too. So the first place we're going to visit is from Crazy Rich Asians. And it's actually, we're going to visit two places. Tea and Sympathy from Crazy Rich Asians and Cafe Lalo from You've Got Mail. So fun. Okay. So Crazy Rich Asians, the scene is when he's sitting there talking to her and talks to her about going to visit his family for the first time. And it's that fun scene at the very beginning where all the things are popping up and you see that everybody starts gossiping across the world about him and this girl that he's dating. Okay. And they're sitting there. So and it's actually in a place called Tea and Sympathy. And so we have to decide what we're going to order, Wendy. I'll just tell you a few things that are on the menu. Are you ready?
I'm pretty sure I know what I'm going to order already, but go ahead.
There are British favorites like bangers and mash. You can do full afternoon tea. You can do shepherd's pie, Welsh rarebit, Sunday roast dinner. So I think it's kind of a neat little touch. They put him in a British tea place since he had that whole British educational background. The desserts include treacle pudding, sticky toffee pudding, rhubarb crumble, all served with custard. You can have scones with clotted cream and jam, and a selection of fresh-made homemade cakes baked daily. So what will you have, Wendy?
Okay, this one is so easy for me. I mean, afternoon tea I love afternoon tea. If anybody, wherever I go, if they have an afternoon tea, I'm going to it. So it's going to be that.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be the sticky toffee pudding.
I will admit I've never had sticky toffee pudding. So could you describe it to me? I don't even know what it's like.
Well, it's just pudding and it's got that toffee taste to it,
Is it English pudding? Because English pudding is like a cake and our pudding is like a custard. Like what's the texture?
If I remember right, I think it's custard, but I may not be remembering right.
Oh, well, that's why. So we just have to go. So you can try it. And I can try it.
I can remember. Somebody can probably correct me on this, that it's probably not even that I'm thinking.
Oh, it's so much fun. Well, I just want to go have tea too. I will do anything to go have high tea is the best.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Clotted cream and jam and scones.
Oh, yes. The scones. Yes. I knew there was something else. I love scones. One year, Ashley had a birthday party themed after Alice in Wonderland. And we had scones with jam and the whipped butter. And
oh my goodness. Yes. It is so good. So good. Now we need to plan some high tea somewhere, Wendy. Clearly. Because now I want it. So this is in Greenwich Village, which I think makes it even more fun.
Oh my gosh, I love Greenwich
beautiful
Village.
Area to visit. Yes. So, okay. So we're going. We've just decided that now. We're going to do that. The second place, I had so much fun learning about this. So You've Got Mail. If it's been a minute since you've watched You've Got Mail, which it's one of the ones that's on repeat for me. It's so fun. And it's so like they're using dial-up. So it reminds me every time I start at the very beginning, you hear dial-up and you go, wow, I'm old because I've been watching this movie since that was new technology. But this is the cafe that they met in when he saw her for the first time and knew who he had been a pen pal with was the same woman that he was slowly putting out of business. and had decided he didn't like. And he goes in with the idea, you can tell, he's thinking that he might tell her, but then he doesn't. And she says something really cutting. He leaves and they both feel bad. You remember that scene?
Yes.
So
doesn't she have a rose or something?
She does, from a book. Yes. Yes.
Book, yeah,
so
okay.
it's like, oh, you just feel bad for both of them in that scene. And she throws away the rose and walks away. Oh, yeah. Like I said, romantic comedies, they get me. So their menu is actually incredible. And the reviews are amazing. So they have brunch, all-day drinks, desserts, sandwiches, frittatas, quiche, souffle, Belgian waffles, and the coffee list is incredible. You can even get affogato, which I don't know if you've had affogato before, but it's basically coffee and ice cream. So if anybody has that, then you know they've got a lot on the menu. And milkshakes and liqueurs and Italian ice. So we were probably going to have to go the next day because afternoon tea wipes me out for like dinner. So we might have to go. Or, if we go to a Broadway musical, late night Broadway musical, apparently a lot of people go there before and after movies, or the theater, or a cappuccino late at night. So what would you like from the menu, Wendy?
I think I'm going to go with a milkshake.
Milkshake?
Is that bad that I'm going to go with a milkshake?
No, they had all kinds of flavors. I thought about just throwing it all into my notes, but there's so many. Which is fun, right? So there's a tremendous amount of milkshake flavors that you can have.
Yeah,
and they have all the seltzers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think that's what I would go for. Do they have a peanut butter one? Because those are my favorites.
Oh, I'm sure they do. I am sure they do. Good. They had everything. You could probably have a peanut butter chocolate milkshake if you wanted. It's just good stuff. So that's on West 83rd Street. So kind of fun to know those things, and we'll put that all in the notes for our. On the page, 3dtravelcast.com, in case you just want to find and go to these places. I really do. I'm not kidding, Wendy. I think we should plan. I was already telling Wendy before we started, I've been looking at hotels because that's all it took. I started to dream about this. It would be so much fun to just eat our way for a weekend. We'd have to go to the shows, too.
Oh, of course. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I still, missing the Music Man. I feel like that needs to be the last time I miss a musical, and it break my heart. I knew people in the opening cast of On the Town. I didn't get to see them. And then The Music Man, I wanted to see Hugh Grant and Sutton Foster. I didn't see that. So I'm over it, Wendy. Oh, and of course, Hamilton. I saw the second cast for that. I'm sorry, that was my venting moment. We might need to cut that. I'm sure everyone feels really sorry for me because my life is so hard. Okay, so we are going to go have some frozen hot chocolate. And so you've never had frozen hot chocolate before, Wendy?
I have not had frozen hot chocolate. Now, I am not a huge chocolate person. Mm-hmm. So, this doesn't sound tempting to me at all, even though I do love a good hot chocolate when it's cold out. So, I do like hot chocolate. So, the frozen's kind of throwing me off here. So
it throws me off, too. So where I see, this is the place that for whatever reason, I'm from Texas and we are part of, I guess, like a large theater community where everybody goes to the theater and their kids are in the theater. And, some of them have retired from the theater. And when they go to New York, this always seems to be for a good half of them. They'll post that they're at Serendipity having frozen hot chocolate. And so for that reason, my FOMO probably makes me feel like I need to do it sometime. I don't know.
Right.
It's the Serendipity. If you haven't seen it, is John Cusack and Kate Beckinsale. I bet it's been 20 years since I've seen it.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it.
Yes. It's not a repeat over and over. And something that's interesting is that the reviews for the food are not that good. So if we decide to go, now they do have peanut butter frozen hot chocolate.
Okay. That just won me over.
There you go. Okay.
Yep.
So they have a lot of hot strawberry white chocolate, frozen hot white chocolate. What is frozen hot white chocolate?
Yeah.
Birthday cake.
This is so intriguing to me. I definitely have to hit this place. Yeah.
Cotton candy frozen hot white chocolate. Yes, because it confuses me. Isn't that a milkshake? That's what I think every single time.
Right.
Yeah. So I guess we have to find out. I don't know.
Yeah, we will definitely have to hit that one because I can't even wrap my brain around it. I'm going to have to do some Google searches when I get done. see pictures.
What is frozen hot chocolate? We could try to make it. We've been talking about doing that, so maybe that'll be something. We could try to make some
that would be
frozen hot
fun.
chocolate. I tell you what, my husband thinks it's the dumbest thing ever. So it'd be fun to have him make it. So that's so stupid. Frozen hot chocolate. That doesn't make any sense at all. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we are making our last stop at the most famous place of all. And When Harry Met Sally, the cat's delicatessen. I can't imagine I need to remind anyone of that scene. So I will delicately say that she pretends to have a really good time. Meg Ryan pretends she's having a really good time in front of Billy Crystal to prove that women can, in fact, pretend to have a really good time and trick the men that they're dating. So when she does that, the whole delicatessen stops and listens to her. And we always, when we see that, have the conversation, do we know people? Like, are there people that we know that would do that for a laugh? And I'm just going to say right now, our co-host who isn't here today, absolutely would do that.
Absolutely.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah. Shout out to Sandy.
Yeah. We wouldn't do it. Neither Wendy or I would do it.
Nope.
I would talk the big game like I was going to, but I wouldn't do it. Would not be happening. So if we have her with us, then we might just have to leave or eat in shifts or something. But they have. So a couple of things you may or may not know, that the woman who said this famous line, "I'll have what she's having," was actually director Rob Reiner's mother, who came in, which is just one of the sweetest stories. It's so funny. I thought she had a great delivery. She did a great job.
She did. I mean, it's one of the most memorable lines in cinematic history.
It is. And I love when you hear about, like with Ron Howard, that his brother Clint Howard, who's one of the goofiest looking people on the planet. But I love when he pops. He does a great job. He's a great actor. And he's always, I mean, it makes you feel warm and fuzzy about these movie sets. Like there must be something great about that if they keep wanting to be together in that way. So funny. If you go to the Cat's Delicatessen, when we go, I should say, there is a sign over the booth that points down. I was going to read exactly what it said. And I took so many notes. Oh, goodness, I've lost it. Well, there's a sign that points down. We'll just have to put a picture of it in our notes, too. Oh, the food. One of the reviews said the food is mind-blowing good.
Oh.
So that was super fun to hear. Yes.
Yes.
So we'll have to eat a real meal there. And I'm just not even kidding. It sounds great. And I looked up the price. So every single one of these, I looked at the prices. And they were not scary. They weren't even theme park scary, Wendy. They were like,
that's great.
That's amazing, right? It's so good. So she had the turkey sandwich, but what they're famous for is the pastrami sandwich. Another thing I've never had is pastrami.
Yeah, I'm not a pastrami fan.
Isn't
I think
it like
I had it
fatty,
years and
like
years
salami?
ago, but
Yeah. Well, they're also famous for their matzo ball soup, and I'm all about that. I will try the matzo ball soup. Yep. I haven't had that in a very long time either. So these delis that are so famous for Jewish people, there's mostly Jewish owned in New York City. They started out because they came over from Germany, from the German word delicatessen, which is interesting, which they took from the French word délicatesse. So the first delis were opened by Germans and Italians, but it was the Jewish people who revolutionized it because their food was so good. So that's a great reason to be the ones who have it. So the most famous delis in New York are Jewish because they're so yummy. And I love that too. Like friends of mine that have gone and stayed for a summer or whatever, they'll go pick up food at the deli and take it back to their apartment. And I have serious FOMO about that too. That looks like so New York and so fun.
Yep. They make a good bagel too.
They do. They do. Yes. And and everybody says this too. I haven't had bagels and cream cheese there, lox, all that stuff. I've been told that it'll spoil me. It'll ruin me for every place else. It's probably true.
It does. I mean, oh my gosh, a good bagel from New York City. Oh, making me hungry.
Yes. Yeah. I was like, okay, see, I told you. This is why I started looking at hotels. You start thinking about it because I'm picturing myself visiting New York City while we're talking about this and trying all these incredible foods. And it's just so much fun. And if you've never been to New York before, one of the things I often tell people is that the people are actually some of the best on the earth. You have to get past the delivery, sometimes like from the South.
Yes.
You have to get past the delivery of what they say or the method in which they communicate sometimes in order to see it. And that's just, but I don't see that as different from any other culture. That's just, you go to other cultures and you have to figure out what's their version of polite versus your version of polite. And they think we're ridiculous a lot of the time. And we're kind of over the top. Yeah, and I'm inclined to think that sometimes we are too, but that's what I'm comfortable with because I'm from the South. So anyway, it's fun. It's so much fun. So when are we going to go, Wendy? That's my question for you.
Anytime.
Anytime?
Well, no, I will not say that. Hold on. I do not want to go in January, February, or March.
Yeah.
Okay, I can deal with the heat of the summer, but do not put me up there in the cold.
Okay. Yeah, well, I've heard the heat of summer is hard because not every place has air conditioning. That is actually something. Oh yeah,
it can be brutal up there for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll make a plan. Maybe we can invite some of our. We'll invite some of our people to go along. Our listeners can go along with us.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we could do like a 3D TravelCast meetup in New York City.
I think we should. I absolutely think we should. So all it takes is if anybody is listening and they want to entice us to go visit there, you just send us a list of the food, maybe a sample or two. Just saying. Yeah. And we will probably go. That's all it will take. It's like, if you want more of this, come here and we will put you on the list because that's who we are. Mm-hmm. And we have no limits. There's very few places we won't go. So
that is very true.
I like that about us. Oh my goodness. Well, are we ready to sign off, Wendy? I
think so. Well, from the 3D TravelCast, this is Wendy Armstrong, and I have to say that I am really intrigued with the frozen hot chocolate, especially the peanut butter one. So I'm ready to go and have a little taste of that.
And I'm Carol Beth Scott, and I think that what I'm excited to try, Wendy mentioned the bagels. I do want to try a New York City bagel. That'll make me feel like I'm getting some real stuff. And after reading about Kat's Delicatessen, I want to do that. I want all the things. I want to go try the tea and sympathy with the high tea. Okay, so we got to go for a few days because I want to eat all the things. And I'll pass some vendors on the street and order food that I don't know what it is. So I'm ready. Oh, yeah. I'm ready. This has been great, Wendy. Okay, we're good.